back in the kitchen with Wing King Drew Cerza. Drew, I gotta ask you, so we're talking wings today, but you said this is actually the biggest wing weekend coming up?
It is. Biggest wing weekend of the year. It's huge for restaurants. It's huge for chicken wings. 1.23 billion chicken wings will be consumed this weekend alone.
Billion with a B.
With a B, with the big B. Yeah.
And what I didn't know, you just told me during the break, this is the second biggest eating weekend of the whole year.
Second to Thanksgiving.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
I
second
didn't
to
know
Thanksgiving.
that.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's such a huge event for the chicken wing industry. It's big, and it kind of kicks off the whole year too, so it's important.
Well, and it's delicious, but you know, we were speaking also that we've done a couple of news stories about the wing shortage, and this is a real thing. There is a chicken wing shortage.
It is the real deal, and what's happened is you had a couple, they manipulate the market like any other ingredient out there, but what happens is they really made produce less birds this year, which is less of a supply, same demand, higher price, so they can make more per chicken wing. And they do it for the chickens, not the wings. The wings are used to be thrown away. But what's happened is a couple poultry companies went out of business.
Oh, double whammy.
Yeah, double whammy, and they just can't get them produced in time. And you'll see when you go into restaurants, sometimes you can't even get the same chicken wing size that you normally get, because sometimes you got to get what you can get this time of year, because it's a huge demand this time of year. There's always a tough demand of the wings, so it's tough for restaurants to get them. But it is the big weekend, and in the industry, we're really excited. This is our Christmas day.
Well, this is exciting, and you know, cooking the wings in the deep fryer is key. Now, your deep fryer here, you love. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, this was developed by Emeril Lagasse, and it's got a lot of great features. You can control your temperature. Like, we're going to cook this now at 356 degrees, and you can actually time it too.
Okay.
What I buy for shows like this, I get a pre-cooked chicken wing. They steam it.
Okay.
They steam it and get all the water out, so it cooks a lot faster, and it's a lot safer too. So you're not dealing with raw chicken.
Okay, less likely to splatter and do all those things.
Less likely to splatter. And what Emeril also did build in with this thing is you actually can pull out.
I love this part. I love this part.
Yeah, when you're done cooking, you can cool down the oil, and then you turn this knob here, and there's a plastic container underneath that drains all the oil. Okay. So next time you want to go, you can just dump it all right back in. It pours back in.
Recycle it, yeah.
Recycle it. You can cook about 15 times with the same oil.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's just a lot easier than cooking out of a pot.
That is great to know.
A lot safer, too.
When folks who are cooking their own wings, if they want to deep fry them themselves, they got their own special sauce, what is the one big tip that people sometimes mess up that you say, make sure you do this and you'll be great?
Honestly?
Yeah.
Don't be drinking this stuff while you're cooking. A lot of people drink beer or wine or have a couple cocktails and mess with oil. This oil is very sensitive. It's very hot. You got to be careful. That's why turkey fryers are so dangerous.
That's true.
People don't pay attention to kickers. So you got to be safe with the oil. If you cook fresh chicken wings, make sure you use gloves. I got some gloves here. Use gloves because you don't want to cross-contaminate. You don't want to get people sick, and make sure you wash your hands after you use them, and use different utensils before and after. So you just got to be, the safety factor is important, but it's a lot of fun. Like, we'll have people over and we'll cook, and people will be around, and we'll try making different sauces and try different concoctions. People should do that for their own Super Bowl party. They should make their own wings and have some fun.
Absolutely. Drew Cerza in the kitchen making wings for us today, the Wing King. We'll be right back, winging it Buffalo style.
Jordan, well, taking a break from the weather, one of my favorite things about getting to do winging it, getting in the kitchen, Drew Cerza, Wing King. We're sizzling here. I love what we're making. We're making our bourbon barbecue chicken wings.
Yes.
All right, so we have our oil sizzling. What are we going to do here?
Yeah, we drop our wings in, and we're going to cook these. These are actually a pre-cooked frozen product. They were steam cooked ahead of time, and then refrozen, so it takes all the water out, so they cook a lot faster. So probably 5 or 6, 7 minutes on that. You almost go by the color, but this is the bourbon barbecue chicken wing sauce. It's combining a lot of the sweet ingredients with some heat, so you get that perfect balance.
Yeah.
If you don't want to have traditional wings or barbecue, this is the best of both worlds. So we're going to start out, we're going to saute, a medium-sized shallot and a couple cloves of garlic. You can just dump all that in. And we're going to saute this, and we're going to saute till, and we'll do the onions too, the shallot, which is a little milder and sweeter than a traditional onion. We don't want to overpower it. And we're going to saute this, till the onions are pretty much translucent. Okay?
Sweat them out a little bit. And we have to mention, Diana brought this up earlier, but this is a recipe you brought against Bobby Flay, and you beat him. Right.
They asked me to do a recipe, and it was thrown down. It was about 4 or 5 years ago, and that was kind of like what put me on the map for chicken wings. So now we're going to, well, I'm a bourbon guy, so we're going to take some bourbon, and we're going to throw about a shot of bourbon in here. And most of this will actually really cook off, but you'll still get the smoke flavor in there.
So a little touch of that.
And we're going to keep stirring this and sauteing a little bit. This is kind of a fun recipe to do when you got some friends over and that, and you all do it together and sitting around the kitchen bar.
Yeah,
And hanging out.
absolutely.
It's funny, you could have 30 people over, and no matter what, they're going to be around the kitchen island. So
Yeah.
it's good to cook these on the kitchen island. So we're sauteing. So now let's
Like
take.
we're doing this morning.
Yeah, exactly. A cup of the chili sauce.
Okay.
1 full cup. Just dump that right in.
Okay.
I'll help you out a little bit there.
Teamwork here.
Oh yeah. And then we're going to take a cup of the. It's a honey barbecue sauce, and I like to use Sweet Baby Ray's. That's kind of my
That's your thing.
brand of choice. Yeah.
Ooh, it smells good. Yeah. It smells like good pulled pork.
You know, you actually could use this sauce on a pulled pork. This sauce is adaptable to pretty much anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it will be online at wingingit.tv.
Yes.
So if you want to get the recipe that beat Bobby,
It'll all be
you wanna
right.
go there?
Yeah, it'll all right there. So, and Frank's Red Hot. You got to have Frank's Red
Of
Hot
course.
if you're doing chicken
Can't
wings. So
wait.
look about 4 ounces of that.
Okay.
And this will give it some of the heat that we're talking about to balance with that sweetness.
I love when you put Frank's Red Hot over heat, how it starts to smell. Just
Well, you know
smells
we got
delicious.
going now. We got bourbon, Frank's Red Hot, and
I know.
onions.
I
It doesn't
know.
get much better than that. A little garlic. Okay, let's go with the brown sugar.
Okay.
And we got about half a cup of this. You can
Okay.
dump that right in. This you got to smash down a little bit and work it, and just keep stirring. And then we've got half a cup of honey. Okay.
Oh.
So let's get that. I'm going to help you out with a different utensil here.
Okay.
A spatula. We're going to scoop all this out. That's real sticky. Try not to get it on your hands because you'll have it on you all day. Very difficult to get off. But again, we're bringing that sweetness out with the honey.
I love that. Honey is one of those things too, where by the time I think you need it, it's like crystallized, and you have to
Exactly.
either go get a new one or.
Exactly. And now, this is an ingredient actually I learned from Bobby Flay. Ancho chili pepper.
Okay.
And I use about half a teaspoon. You can throw that right on there.
Okay.
And what this is, it's a pepper, but it doesn't have a front end taste. It's got a back end, a little bit of a burn.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, just a little bit of an edge on the back end of your throat. And now we're just going to keep stirring this up.
While we're stirring, I have to ask you, what was it like when you did throw down with Bobby? What was that experience like?
It was quite a procedure because actually the network actually makes you feel like you're doing a pilot for your own show. So you're preparing for that, and you spend one full day doing all these different B-roll shots in a cooking school, walking through the supermarket, picking ingredients. And the next day they sent me to the Anchor Bar, and they said, we're going to do a public forum. You're going to be talking about your wings, passing them out, free beer and chicken wings in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Talk about a tough way to get a crowd, free wings and beer in Buffalo.
I'm sure there were only about two people there.
Yeah, we had people there, and all of a sudden Bobby Flay shows up from nowhere. He's standing in front of me. Hey, can I have some wings? And I look up and I'm like, that guy looks familiar. And I keep staring. I said, sure, 1 second. I'm like, oh my God. He says, hey, I'm Bobby Flay. I go, I know. He goes, I said, I'm the Wing King. He goes, I want to challenge you to a Buffalo wing throwdown. So of course you say you're in. And it was only the second series, so I really wasn't that familiar with the show. And all of a sudden the side door of the Anchor Bar opens up, and 5 guys with chef coats walk in, and all these coolers and 2 tables open up, and then you're doing throwdown.
And the rest is history.
Oh, and it was take your daughter to work day. So my 14-year-old daughter was
Oh,
with too, so
how
it was kind of cool.
wonderful.
So now what we're going to do here, we're bringing this to a bubble.
Okay.
And you can just smell all those
I know, it
ingredients
smells so
coming
good.
together.
We're gonna let this keep boiling. Coming up in our second helping, you'll finish off this recipe really quick. Of course, Diana will be back in the kitchen for that.
We are in the kitchen with Wing King Drew Cerza. You and Amelia helped make the wings. Let's toss them with this fabulous sauce.
Yeah.
It is a bourbon barbecue sauce that you guys put together for us. And so you've cooked the wings, you've made the sauce, and really tossing is key?
Tossing is key. You
Oh,
can
look
toss
at you.
them,
You're a
sauce them as
braver
much
man
as you
than I
want.
am.
Wait till you see the floor when we're all said and done.
Nice.
But now we're going to toss them up, sauce them in. We're going to just plate them here.
Oh, I love it.
Of course, we've got the traditional celery and carrots.
Oh, doesn't it look
And
good?
you got to have Marie's blue cheese dressing too.
I love the
and there
blue
you go.
cheese. I know more people are into ranch these days nationwide. But okay, so we have the sauce. Now the sauce is the key to our second helping?
Yeah, the sauce is because it's so good, and you actually, when you put it in the fridge and let it cool down, and then you reheat it again, all the ingredients meld better
second
together.
day is always better?
Oh yeah, so what I do is I cooked up a couple burgers here. I see Matt over there drooling in the corner.
Wow.
Don't worry, Matt, I got one for you. And we just take that, pretty simple. You don't need any more ingredients because the sauce is going to have all the flavor.
Again,
Okay.
the sweet, the hot, the little bit of the
ancho chili pepper.
ancho chili.
And it
I
all
think that's
comes
great.
together, and here you have it. Bourbon Street Burgers.
So when folks are getting ready for the big game this weekend, you could actually serve both of these.
You can, yeah.
Save yourself some time and trouble. Make one sauce 2 ways, you're good to go.
You can do spare ribs. You can do anything you want with
Nice.
this sauce, yeah. Yeah.
Now, what are you doing for the big game this weekend?
You know, we actually don't even have a plan yet. It's like the
What?
first Sunday, like on a weekend, we actually have to ourselves. The kids have no games, so we actually go to a party, or we might just stay at home and do our own thing. We're not sure yet.
Make a no.
It's kind of my day off.
Order a pizza, but that's just not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
I know what everybody else is going to be doing around the country. They're all going to be eating chicken wings.
Yeah, I know for sure. And
Yeah.
even with the shortage, I think folks are going to pony up because you can't have a big game party without the chicken wings.
Exactly.
And the burgers look fabulous. What do you guys think?
I mean, I could
think I
drool
wanna try
over there, but I decided to drool over here. They look absolutely phenomenal.
Here, you want a drool cup, Matt? Here you go.
Just
There's a
a
cup for you.
right
okay?
here.
I love this. I have to say, these smell so good. When we were cooking it during the main segment, the flavors hadn't started to come out yet. And
Yeah.
now it just smells so comforting.
It's really fun. Again, you got the Island Bar, invite some people over and just start making stuff. You know, it's a great camaraderie thing to do as a family and friends. And chicken wings is just one of those foods that brings everybody together.
I think you
agree.
figured out your plan for the weekend.
Yeah, I think I did. Thank you,
It's
Amelia.
coming together,
Look
right?
at that.
I love it.
Coming up
Fun, we're
tomorrow.
staying home.
Sure, thank you so much
Thanks
for
for
being here
having me.
today.